Jamal, do you think Canelo's move to 168 means that he don't want no smoke at 160?
He's scared. Where you at, Cinnamon? We've been calling you out for a long time. It's that time to show up. Show up. Get the people what they want to see.
Breaking news of Canelo Alvarez turning down the biggest payday of his career by far, of $45 million to fight Charlo on PBC. Now that's the bad news. The good news is that Canelo Alvarez is closing in to accept the 2-fight deal from Eddie Hearn of $85 million to fight Bivol, then Gennady Golovkin in a trilogy. According to ESPN, Mike Coppinger, here is exactly what ESPN reported. Quote, Canelo is nearing a deal to defend his 168-pound titles against Gennady Golovkin in a long-awaited trilogy on September 17th. Sources tell Mike Coppinger the trilogy is contingent on Canelo defeating Bivol and Gennady Golovkin defeating Moreta in their upcoming fights. The two offers from Eddie Hearn is worth upward of $85 million guaranteed per sources. Alvarez also mulled one fight, $45 million offer from PBC for Jamal Charlo bout. Could revisit Charlo if this deal falls apart at the 11th hour. End of the quote. That's the beautiful thing about Canelo Alvarez. He could delay the drug testing until the 11th hour thanks to negotiations, since Canelo is obviously the A side. Now, I hate to tell you I told you so, but I told you so. I told you guys Canelo is not going to fight Charlo next, and this is the third time Canelo Alvarez turned down a fight with Jamal Charlo. Nevertheless, I'm just glad it's not Maccabi or Maccabi, since Canelo has brought down the bar of greatness so low to where a midget can reach it. I mean, if this is a basketball rim, Canelo has brought down the basketball rim to where a midget can dunk. So I'm actually excited that Canelo is fighting Bivol. Not necessarily Gennady Golovkin, since he is coming off a 2-year layoff. Then he has to move up to 168 pounds, a whole new division for him. Plus, he's 40 years old. Nobody wants to see this trilogy right now. However, what I'm really excited for is the Bivol fight. See, I have always gave Canelo more credit than he actually deserved. I said he was the European assassin. I also said in the past that Canelo is the undisputed European #1 pound-for-pound champion. I was giving Canelo more credit than he actually deserved because in order to be the #1 European assassin, he has to beat Bivol and Beterbiev, which I truly believe the Bivol fight is a 50-50 fight for Canelo Alvarez. And we couldn't possibly say that about a Canelo Alvarez fight for the past 4 years since he was cherry picking so hard. The last 50-50 fight Canelo Alvarez had was almost 4 years ago against Gennady Golovkin, where a lot of people felt that Gennady Golovkin beat him, in which Canelo robbed him in the process, then elected to take steroids in order to get the upper hand. That's how tough that fight was for Canelo Alvarez, and the Bivol fight is even tougher. So we shall see if Canelo is truly the undisputed European assassin / the #1 pound-for-pound European champion. Only time will tell. Canelo has to first accept this fight. This fight is not official yet, since Canelo Alvarez still wants to fight Maccabi. But the problem, no one wants to pick up the fight. No network is interested in the Maccabi fight. Not DAZN, not Showtime, not anyone. Because that type of cherry will crush any network's ratings. On the other hand, when it comes to Jamal Charlo, he needs to go ahead and move up in weight in order to fight Benavidez. He's been calling him out, so it's time to show up. Obviously, he still has the Caleb Plant fight on the table as well, where Caleb Plant himself is still avoiding Benavidez and is only interested in the Charlo fight. Therefore, Charlo does have options, but the more friendly fight, the more legacy fight is David Benavidez. He's the 168-pound boogeyman as we speak. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.